Welcome to Chat English, where we teach you the real English you actually need. Today, we are building your emergency medical toolkit for your phone because translating symptoms when your brain is melting is a nightmare. Waking up sick in a foreign country is terrifying. You feel awful, your throat hurts, and suddenly you have a massive anxiety of having to text your boss without sounding unprofessional.
It is the worst. The first time I got sick abroad, I walked into a pharmacy and literally played charades because I did not know the word over the counter.
By the end of this episode, you will have exact copy-paste templates to text your boss and the simple, grammar-free phrases you need to get medicine fast.
I think everyone listening can relate to that feeling of waking up and knowing something is wrong. You open your eyes and your body just feels incredibly heavy.
Yes, and the first thought is always, oh no, I have to go to work today.
Exactly. I remember a specific Tuesday morning a few years ago. My alarm went off at 6 in the morning. I tried to sit up in bed and the room was spinning. I was sweating, but I also felt freezing cold.
That sounds like a terrible fever.
It was a very bad fever. And immediately my heart started beating so fast. Not just because I was sick, but because I realized I had to message my manager.
That is a huge source of anxiety. When you are sick, your brain is not working at 100%. The last thing you want to do is navigate professional English grammar.
My brain was definitely not working. I picked up my phone, opened WhatsApp, and I just stared at the blinking cursor. I started typing things and deleting them. I was trying to translate my language directly into English.
What did you type? I am so curious what a sick brain writes.
It was so embarrassing. I typed, "Boss, I am sickness. My head is fire. I do not come."
Oh, Dave, my head is fire? That sounds like a heavy metal song, not a professional message.
I know. I looked at it and thought, this sounds terrible. If I send this, he will think I am crazy, or worse, he will not believe me.
So what is the best way to handle this? Let's play a game with our listeners right now. We call this the best reply quiz.
I love this game. Let's imagine you are in your bed, you have a fever, and you need to message your boss. I will give you 3 options. You tell me which one is the most natural.
Option A. Hello, manager. My body is having a high temperature today, so I am absent.
Option B. Hi, I need to take a sick day today. I have a fever.
Option C. Dear sir, I apologize, but my health is very bad today and I must stay in my bed.
Listeners, think about it for a second. Which one sounds like real life?
The correct answer is definitely option B. I need to take a sick day today.
I need to take a sick day. That is the key phrase. Can you say it again for our listeners?
Take a sick day. It's a wonderful phrase because it's professional, it's common, and it explains everything immediately.
And notice what it does not do. It does not over-explain. In option A, saying my body is having a high temperature is grammatically strange. We just say I have a fever.
And option C is way too dramatic. My health is very bad today and I must stay in my bed. That sounds like a character from a movie set in the 1800s.
Exactly. Modern workplace English is simple and direct. I need to take a sick day. But Jessica, what if your boss is very strict? Does the message change?
That's a great question. You have to read the room, or in this case, read the chat. If you have a very formal, strict boss, you might want to add a tiny bit more structure. You could say, "Hi, David. I'm feeling under the weather today, so I need to take a sick day. I'll check my email periodically if there's an emergency."
Under the weather. That's a fantastic idiom.
It means you're not feeling well, but it sounds very natural and polite. I'm feeling under the weather.
And if you have a chill manager, someone you are friendly with,
Then you can be even shorter. Hey, Sarah, I woke up with a fever, so I'm going to take a sick day today. Hope to be back online tomorrow.
that's perfect. Hope to be back online tomorrow. It shows you're responsible, but you are setting a boundary. You are resting today.
Before we move on to the next emergency, if you are finding these real-life phrases helpful, please take 1 second to subscribe to the Chat English channel.
We make new lessons like this every week to help you survive and thrive in English.
And hit the like button so this lesson can help other students who might be panic texting their boss right now.
So you've sent the text to your boss. Your boss replies and says, "Feel better soon." The work problem is solved, but you still have a physical problem. You're sick.
Right, you need medicine. And if you are living in a new country, going to the pharmacy can be terrifying.
It really is. I remember my first winter living in Germany. I did not speak the language well, and my English was still developing. I caught a terrible stomach bug. I could not keep any food down. I was exhausted.
That is a terrible feeling. Being alone in a foreign country when you are sick makes you feel very vulnerable.
Very vulnerable. I finally found the strength to put on my coat and walk down the street to the local pharmacy. I walked inside, the bright lights were hurting my eyes, and the pharmacist looked at me, waiting for me to speak.
What did you say? Did you know the vocabulary?
I did not. I completely panicked. I tried to explain the complex biology of my illness. I said something like, "My digestive system is rejecting food and my internal temperature is unstable."
Oh no, the pharmacist must have been very confused.
She was staring at me, so I stopped using words and just started playing charades. I grabbed my stomach, I bent over, and I made a painful face.
Charades can work, but we want our listeners to have the words. What is the rule here?
The rule is, do not explain the biology, just name the pain. In an emergency, grammar is not important. Communication is important.
Just name the pain. I like that. So instead of talking about your digestive system, what should you say?
You just say, "My stomach hurts," or "I have an upset stomach."
Simple is always best. My stomach hurts. What if it is your head?
"My head hurts," or "I have a headache."
What about your throat when it hurts to swallow water?
You can say, "My throat hurts," or you can use a very specific, common phrase, "I have a sore throat."
Sore throat. That is excellent vocabulary. Sore means painful or aching. So you tell the pharmacist, "My stomach hurts." What happens next?
The pharmacist brought me a box of pills, but then she asked me a question that completely froze my brain. She asked, "Do you need anything else over the counter?"
Over the counter. That is a huge phrase in medical English.
It really is. I just looked at her and said, "What counter? I'm standing at the counter."
It is confusing the first time you hear it. Can you explain what over the counter means?
Yes, over the counter means medicine that you can buy freely. You do not need a doctor's permission. Anyone can walk in, take it from the shelf, pay at the counter, and leave. Things like basic painkillers, cough drops, or vitamins.
We often abbreviate it to OTC on medicine boxes, over the counter. So what is the opposite of over the counter?
The opposite is a prescription.
Prescription. That is a word you absolutely must know.
A prescription is a piece of paper or an electronic message from a doctor. It gives you permission to buy strong medicine, like antibiotics. If you ask for strong medicine and you do not have a doctor's note, the pharmacist will say, "I'm sorry, that is available by prescription only."
By prescription only. So if you just need basic help, you can walk into a pharmacy and say, "Excuse me, do you have any over-the-counter medicine for a sore throat?"
Exactly. It's polite, clear, and gets you exactly what you need without playing charades.
But Jessica, what happens if over-the-counter medicine is not enough? What if your fever lasts for 3 days and you need to see a doctor?
That's when the situation gets a little more serious. Calling a medical clinic to make an appointment is one of the most stressful phone calls you can make in a second language.
It is stressful because the person on the phone talks very fast and they ask you a lot of personal questions.
Yes, the clinic receptionist. They are busy. They have a waiting room full of people, and they need information quickly.
Let's practice this. Let's do a role play. Practicing these conversations makes them much less scary in real life.
I agree. I'll be the busy clinic receptionist. Dave, you are the patient calling because your fever will not go away.
I'm ready. I have my phone.
Ring ring? City Health Clinic, how can I help you?
Hello? I am very sick. I need to see a doctor, please.
I'm sorry to hear that. Are you a registered patient with us?
No, I'm a new patient.
Okay, I need to ask you a few questions. What are your symptoms?
I have a fever and my chest hurts. I'm coughing a lot.
How long have you had these symptoms?
For 3 days. It started on Sunday.
Okay, we have an opening today at 2:15 in the afternoon. Does that work for you?
Yes, 2:15 is perfect.
Great. Please bring your ID and your insurance card. See you at 2:15.
Thank you. Bye.
And scene. Great job, Dave. Even in a role play, making a doctor's appointment feels a little intense.
It does, but let's break down what just happened because there is some magic in that conversation.
Let's start with the first big question I asked you. I asked, what are your symptoms?
Symptoms. That is the most important word at the doctor's office. A symptom is the physical feeling that shows you are sick. A cough is a symptom. A fever is a symptom.
When a doctor or receptionist asks for your symptoms, they just want a short list. They do not want a long story about how you walked in the rain last week.
Right. And notice how I answered. I used two different structures. I said, I have a fever, and then I said, I am coughing a lot.
That is a brilliant point. This is how native speakers actually talk about illness. We use the simple present for conditions that we possess. I have a fever. I have a headache. I have a sore throat.
But for active, physical things that my body is doing right now, we use the present continuous. I am coughing. I am throwing up. I am sweating.
We do not need to memorize the grammar rules. Just remember the rhythm. I have a condition. I am doing an action. I have a fever. I am coughing.
What did you ask me after I gave you my symptoms?
I asked, how long have you had these symptoms? This is guaranteed. Every doctor in the world will ask you this question.
And the answer is very simple. For 3 days, or since Sunday.
That is all they need. And finally, I asked you to bring two things, your ID and your insurance card.
Insurance card. Depending on what country you're in, medical care can be very expensive. Your health insurance card proves that you have coverage to pay for the visit. Always, always have this in your wallet.
So you successfully navigated the clinic. The doctor examined you, gave you a prescription, and you went back to the pharmacy to get your pills. You are safe now, right?
Not entirely. This is where a lot of learners make a dangerous mistake. They have the medicine, but they do not read the label.
Reading the medicine label is crucial. English vocabulary on medicine bottles is very specific, and if you get it wrong, it can cause big problems.
I actually have a funny story about this, though it was not funny at the time. A few years ago, I had a terrible allergy attack. My eyes were red, I was sneezing constantly. I went to the pharmacy and bought some allergy pills.
Okay, allergy pills are very common. Did they help?
They helped too much. I took 2 pills right before I drove to work. 30 minutes later, sitting at my desk, my eyes felt so heavy. I could not keep them open. I literally fell asleep on my keyboard.
Oh no, at work? That is awful. What happened?
I woke up an hour later with keyboard marks on my face. My manager was standing right there. I looked at the medicine bottle, and right on the front, in big letters, it said, "May cause drowsiness."
Drowsiness. That is the warning.
I did not know what drowsy meant. I thought it meant it makes you feel dry. But drowsy means sleepy, very, very sleepy.
That is such an important word, drowsy. If a medicine says may cause drowsiness or simply drowsy, do not take it before you drive a car. Do not take it before you go to work. It is designed to help you sleep through the sickness.
If you need to work, you must look for a box that says non-drowsy. Non-drowsy means it will fix your symptoms, but it will not make you fall asleep on your keyboard.
Let us practice the skill right now. I want our listeners to participate. Imagine a medicine bottle label on the screen in front of you.
Okay, I'm imagining the label. What does it say?
It says, take 2 tablets every 4 to 6 hours. Do not exceed 8 tablets in 24 hours. Take with food.
That's a lot of instructions. Let's break it down. Take 2 tablets. Tablets are just pills, hard medicine.
Every 4 to 6 hours. This means you must wait at least 4 hours before you take the medicine again.
But the next sentence is the safety warning. Do not exceed 8 tablets in 24 hours. Exceed is a formal word. It means do not go over this number. Do not take more than 8.
If you exceed the dose, you could damage your liver or end up in the emergency room. And what about the last part? Take with food.
That's another classic pharmacy phrase. Take with food means you must eat a sandwich or a meal before you swallow the pill. If you take it on an empty stomach, it will make you feel sick and you might throw up.
Conversely, some medicines will explicitly say, take on an empty stomach. That means do not eat anything for an hour before or after taking the pill.
It's amazing how much vocabulary is packed onto a tiny little plastic bottle.
It really is. And knowing these functional words like drowsy, exceed, and take with food is an absolute superpower when you're living abroad. It keeps you safe.
I feel like we have covered a massive journey today. From waking up panicked in bed to texting the boss, surviving the pharmacy, role-playing the doctor's office, and finally reading the safety labels.
We have learned so many valuable things. Let's quickly recap the most important vocabulary from today's toolkit.
We learned the phrase, take a sick day. I need to take a sick day.
We learned over-the-counter and prescription. Over-the-counter is medicine you can buy freely. A prescription is a doctor's order.
We learned the word symptoms, the physical signs of your illness, like a cough or a fever.
And we learned the crucial warning word drowsy, which means the medicine will make you very sleepy.
I think the most important lesson today is about communication. When you are standing in a clinic or a pharmacy and you feel terrible, do not try to be perfect.
Exactly. The doctor does not care about your grammar. The pharmacist does not care if you use the wrong tense. They just want to help you. Use simple words. Name the pain. My stomach hurts. I have a fever.
You are incredibly brave for navigating a healthcare system in a second language. Even native speakers get confused in hospitals. If you can do it in English, you can do anything.
That is so true. Before we finish, I want to give everyone a small homework assignment, a proactive safety tip.
I love proactive tips. What should they do?
Do not wait until you're sick with a fever to figure out how to call a doctor. Right now, when you're healthy, open your phone, find the phrase, take a sick day, and save it in your Notes app.
And find the phone number for the nearest local medical clinic and save it in your contacts. If you ever wake up dizzy and sick, you do not have to search the internet. The number is already there.
We want you to be prepared, and we also want to hear your stories. Please leave a comment below right now.
Yes, tell us about your experiences. Have you ever had to visit a pharmacy or a doctor in English? Was it scary? Did you play charades like Jessica?
Tell us your story in the comments. Or if you want a quick practice challenge, tell us what is the word for pharmacy in your native language. In German, it is Apotheke. What is it in your country?
We read all the comments, and we love learning about where our viewers are from.
Well, Dave, our time is up for today. Thank you for sharing your terrible Tuesday morning fever story with us.
And thank you for sharing your pharmacy charades. I'm sure it helped a lot of people feel less embarrassed about making mistakes.
You have your text templates, you have your vocabulary, and you are ready. Stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and never be afraid to use your English to ask for the help you need.
Keep practicing your English. See you next time.